Hi everyone. Today let's discuss about vibe coding. So you might have already aware about what coding is, where we write softwares, we write a specific language, whether it's Java, JavaScript, Python. We have a ton of languages available, frameworks. And usually how softwares are built is we write each and every line and we create the software. Now, after the boom of AI, where we have large language models like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, and a bunch of different tools, where we ask our computer to generate code or create software for us. So that's what is called, in a simple analogy, that's what is called as vibe coding, where you ask your computer to write code. So let's explain this with an example. So think about you making breakfast for yourself. So you need a lot of different things, like vegetables, fat, protein, and all those things. So you go to your grocery shop, you buy all the things that you want. Then you go to your kitchen and you create it by yourself, taking about whatever things that is required and the amount of spiciness you need in your food, the amount of salt, and everything. So you are in your total control and you create your food. So this is the same way the usual software engineering practices that has been done for decades, where you write your piece of software. Now, for vibe coding, you can think it like you have a maid in your home and you ask her to prepare meal for you. So you would tell her that I would need spicy. Suppose let's say that you want pizza and you ask her to make pizza. Now you don't want certain seasonings on top of this pizza. So you can tell her that I need a pizza, it should be spicy, but I don't need so and so seasonings on top of that. Maybe olives. I don't like olives, so I don't you don't want to put olives as seasoning on the pizza. But I need cheese. So you can add cheese. So there are two different ways now you consume your food. One, you create it by yourself. Now the second one, where there is a maid and you tell her in your plain language, whatever language that you're comfortable with, you tell her that I need a pizza. So and so is my requirement. Cook it for me. Give it to me. So this is the exact way how vibe coding works. You have your computer, you have your LLM, and you ask this LLM to create the software for you or generate the code for you. All you do is, in your plain English or the language that you're comfortable with, you tell the computer that I need a software and this software is being used for so and so reasons and I need these features and the UI should look in such a way and the color tone should be in such a way, and you just tell all these details and the computer is going to create that software for you or create that code for you. So that's what is vibe coding. Now let me show you with few examples. All right. So okay. So you can see, this is my Visual Studio Code. So people who don't know what Visual Studio Code is, this is an IDE or development environment where you write your code. It's a tool that you can write your code. So so in this you can see three files here. There is an index.html, script.js, and style.css. So this is simple application. So if you are writing code by yourself, all these line of codes that you see right here, we have 21 lines of HTML code right here, HTML script. So usually people just write this by line to create the software. Then you have CSS, which is used for styling. Styling in the sense, you see a website and you see the color of the background or the way how the text box or a division of a part of the website looks, how good it looks, it all depends on style.css. Then we have JavaScript. This is script.js file, where this is a JavaScript file. This is a programming language, JavaScript, and HTML and CSS, they're not a programming language. And this is being used to add functionalities. All right, so this is a basic. I just wanted to show you how a website looks like. So this is a very small website and you have a index.html file, script.js file, style.css, these three files. Now let me open that in the browser and show you how it is going to look like. So this is the application. This is a simple to-do list. All right. Now all you wanted to do is you can add the task. So let's say the gym at 6. Now by clicking add, it's here. Now we have an option to mark this as complete or delete the task. So when we click on mark as completed, it is marked as completed. Again, you can create another task, edit video. And now you didn't do it. You can either, if you want, you can mark this as completed or you can just delete it. Delete this one. So this is a simple application built with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now let me show you what exactly all these files are respective to this application doing. Now HTML is the basic structure of that website. All right. Now we have something called style.css. So what if we remove this style.css file from that application? How is it going to make a difference to the website? All right. So I'll select all. Well, all right. Now we have commented out all the CSS file. Commenting out means, which means if you comment out these files, it is not going to work. So it's as simple as like you delete this file. It is not going to work, right? Now, if you go to the same application and you reload, you can see it's not that attractive. So that was what the CSS was doing. So it is making the website look good. Now, still the website is going to work. You type something, you click on add, and it's working, but they're not looking good. So CSS helps to design or make or look the website cleaner and more appealing. We remove the CSS and it is not looking good. Now let's remove the JavaScript file and let's see what happens. Now we just commented out all the JavaScript files that we have. Now let's see how it is going to look. Now we remove the JavaScript file and the appearance, that's basic and there is nothing to change because we have already removed CSS file. Now let's try to add something and click on add. It's not working. So what happened? So this JavaScript file is used to add functionalities to these buttons. When you click on this button, the system or the computer should know, okay, he clicked on add, so I have to do certain operations. So those logics or those logics are being built with JavaScript. All right. Now let's revert those and let's see how it is going to work. All right. Now we have uncommented the CSS file. Now let's head back and let's try again. All right. So it's back to the state how it was earlier, where it has a good UI and it is aligned to center. You can see this blue color for the button. Now let's type something. Click on add. Now the functionality is working. You can delete or you can mark this as complete. So this is a simple basic operation or basic flow of how a website works. All right. So the olden days, what you do is you just create all these things. You write all these things line by line to achieve or to create a similar website that I just show you. Right. Now let's see how easy it is to make these kind of websites. So this is a simple to-do list with the help of AI or with the term that we just coined, that vibe coding. So how are we going to create this simple app with vibe coding? So let's use ChatGPT to create the first one. So ChatGPT is right here. So ChatGPT is right here. So you can ask ChatGPT to create a simple to-do app on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All right. Create a simple to-do app with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and add animations to it. All right. So here is my prompt. I'm telling the ChatGPT that create a simple to-do app with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and add animations to it. All right. Now I click on enter and I send my prompt to ChatGPT. Now let's wait for some time for ChatGPT to create this whole code. So all right, it seems like all the code is right here. So ChatGPT just gave all the code, and now let's preview this. All right. So this is the app that ChatGPT just created. The UI looks far better than the one that I created earlier. Now we have a clear all button on the top, and I think it looks way better than the one that I created earlier. Right? Now let's see if the functionalities are working. Hey, the gym sits. All right. We have it right here. If you click on this checkbox, it is marked as completed. You have the date, you have the time, and we have a bin icon. So I hope it is to delete. So how cool it is. You just gave a simple line stating that I need a simple application with HTML and CSS, and it just gave this beautiful website. So this is wipe coding. So this is how wipe coding works. So people who don't know coding, they can also create website right now. So how wipe coding is going to be useful? Earlier, we have to depend on software engineers or people who are skilled with coding and understand these things to make our idea come to life, right? Now, if you have an idea, all you have to do is go to this ChatGPT, ask to create a mockup of it, and it is just going to create the application for you right here. All right. Now, suppose you don't want this color to be this way. You want it to be a different color. What would you do? You will ask ChatGPT to change the color of this particular application. So I'll just say change the color to light tone and also add a button for switching between dark mode and light mode. All right. Now the application is changed to a light mode and you have dark mode, light mode button. Let me see. Okay. All right. Now you can see some errors right here. So we have some issues where the button is not working. So I just told that ChatGPT that it is not working. So we want ChatGPT to fix it. So let's work on that right now. So you have to debug. So in times this happens where things don't work the way that you want and there would be bugs. So all you have to do is ask the LLM to just fix it. All right. Let's see if it is working. All right, now it is working. Now we have this toggle to switch between dark mode and light mode. Now we are on light mode. Now we are in dark mode. Now let's try to add something. Add. Yes, we have it right here. If you click on that, it is just marked as task completed, and you have a delete button right here. All right. Now we just wipe coded a simple to do application with the help of ChatGPT. Now, when we are serious about coding, you need specified tools to create your code. So, wipe coding tools. There are a lot of different wipe coding tools that are available. Now, let me introduce few wipe coding tools that are cloud based. So, first is Bolt, Bolt.new. So, this is a wipe coding tool where you just give your prompt right here and it will create the app for you. Then you have something called lovable.dev. So this is also another vibe coding tool where you can create websites with just few prompts. And under the hood, it is going to use some of the other LLMs that we have, whether it is going to be ChatGPT, or it is going to be Claude, or it is going to be Gemini 2.5 Pro, or whatever it is. So in the background, these applications are going to use the LLMs we have, but it will give us more flexibility in creating app. So when we are doing it right here, you have to just download it, then you have to open it into your terminal or in your code editor, and you have to do a lot of different things to make that code in more appealing, and you have to work on that. But when you're using applications like Lovable or Bolt, it will take care of all these things. And when talking about ChatGPT, it is a general LLM where it is used for researching, asking things up of different domains and everything. There is a vast or different domain that ChatGPT just handles. But app like ball.new or Lovable or any other coding AI coders that we have, the ultimate purpose of this application is to wipe code. All right. Now, with the help of this Lovable, let's try to create a personal portfolio for myself. All right. Create a personal portfolio for myself. And my name is Castoge Joseph. I'm a software engineer who works at UST, and my core expertise revolves around Core Java, React, TypeScript, JavaScript, Spring Boot, and I have exposure to blockchain. And I'm also a YouTuber who creates video on AI videos, AI coding, and related to AI stuffs. And the name of my YouTube channel is Cubitstro. All right. Here is my prompt: create a personal portfolio myself. My name is Kastuki Joseph. Uh, I'm a software engineer who works at UST. My core expertise revolves around Core Java, React, TypeScript, JavaScript, Spring Boot, and I have exposure to blockchain. And I'm also a YouTuber who creates video on AI videos, AI coding related, and related to AI stuffs. And the name of my YouTube channel is Cubitstro. All right. So this is my prompt. As you can see, this is just plain English or plain language that I'm trying to give as my input. Now let's see how well Lovable is going to create this website. So here is my personal portfolio where here is my name, a software engineer, a content creator. Then it has the things that I gave: Java, React, Spring Boot, and my experience at UST, about my YouTube channel, and link to my GitHub, LinkedIn, YouTube, and option to mail me. And you can click on my view my work. Okay, that's not working. So in get in touch, you have all the contact card right here, and we have an option to send message. So here is my professional experience right here. So all these things are created with the help of Lovable. And as you can see, I haven't wrote a single line of code for this. It's all that I just asked Lovable to create this for me, and it just created. All I gave is few details what I want. So this is what vibe coding is all about. Now you can click on this send message where the mail is going to open up, and you can add your message right here and send, and that mail will reach to me. But you have to give your proper email ID. As of now, this is not right, but it just created this. So these are all the simple stuff that you can do with vibe coding. And when you're really serious about coding full scale applications, then there are other tools that you should choose. So we have a bunch of different AI IDEs available. So all these that you see right here, Tray AI, this is a AI coding tool, and you might have already heard about Cursor. This is the best and god level AID that is there in the industry for some time right now. And we have Coder, and then we have Kiro. It is from Amazon, AWS. These are tools that helps to create serious wipe coded applications. So far we have built a simple to do application, then we build a portfolio website. These are simpler things, right? Now when you really wanted to create some of the industry standard kind of applications, you should use some other tools, something like Cursor or Windsurf, or some AI IDEs that are integrated with it. So you can also use Visual Studio Code, and you can add some extensions like Kilo Code. So there are a bunch of different tools available for you to wipe code. So let me show you this one. So this is an extension called Kilo Code, where you can choose the LLM that you want, and you can right away create application inside your Visual Studio Code. So here, Supernova 1 million, because this is free. So there are other extensions as well, like Klein and Brew Code, and Kilo Code is something similar to that, where you just have to install this Kilo Code extensions from the extensions tab. This one, you just have to install this, and you can right away wipe code in your IDE. So let me show you how to create something in here. So here, let's try to create a simple Pac-Man game. Okay. All right. So here is my prompt: create a modern Pac-Man game using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now we have certain features in certain AI development tools that it will enhance the prompt that we give. So we just give our plain language to create something, and if you in this app, in this kilocode extensions, we have an option to enhance our prompt. So all you have to do is click on this enhance, and it should enhance our prompt. All right. Now I just gave a single line stating create a modern Pac-Man game using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now it created a big list or a big paragraph of prompt saying implement it with HTML5 canvas for smooth graphics and animation, include classic gameplay mechanics like Pac-Man collecting dots, avoiding ghost power pellets, and make ghosts vulnerable. Add modern enhancements such as multiple level with increasing difficulty, intelligent ghost, example using pathfinding algorithm, sound effects and background music, a scoring system with high scores saved in local storage, responsive design for desktop, mobile, and smooth controls, particle effects for power ups, customization, themes, or skins, ensure the game runs at 60 FPS and handles collisions accurately, and includes a game over screen with restart functionalities. Use ES6 plus JavaScript features for clean code. So all these things, it was added by the AI itself. So I just gave a simple line of code stating that I need a Pac-Man game, and it enhanced the prompt to create a better game, right? So we have these kind of enhancements for prompt with pretty much all of the AI coding tools that we have. Now let's try to create the app. So as of now, I'm using some free LLM that's available for coding, and it's called some Supernova. So it has about 1 million tokens for free or something. So let's see. I'm not sure how good the performance for this is. Right. So it created this script.js file. Then we have the index.html file and the style.css. All these three files are created by Kilocode. Now you can see the to-do list right here. It has these amount of to-dos that it needs to complete. So the first task is done: set up basic HTML structure with canvas and game controller. So it just created that. Okay. So we have the game board maze right here. So I have no idea how these things are working. I don't know the logic of Pac-Man game. But with vibe coding, I'm just creating a game that do in a shorter span of time. Cool. Let's wait for it to finish. All right. So it seems like the development is complete. So let's try to run the game and let's see if it is working. So we have another here. All right. Now you can see in the console there are no errors. Now theme. Okay, you got multiple themes. Okay, first let's start with classic. Start game. So I can. There are some sound. Okay. Okay. So we have this error right here. Uncode type error cannot read properties of undefined. So this is how you will debug the issues that we have in our application when wipe coding. So copy. Okay. Copy console. So you can copy this error and go to your coding agent and say that I am getting the and paste the error. Okay. Now I'm getting this error in my console. So I'm telling my coding agent that I'm getting the below error and the error snippet is right there. And I just added that on the prompt box. Now click on send message. Now it should find and fix the issue. Let's see what it is going to do with this. All right. It seems like it fits the issue. Let's see. I'll reload. Okay. Start game. I don't know if you can hear the sound. There is a sound. Okay. Okay, which means the game is working correctly, but I was using my arrow keys and it didn't work. Okay, let me change the theme to neon. The game is kind of stuck. So we don't have any arrows. Let me restart. Okay. Okay. Again, we are having some issues. The issue is that the arrow keys and WSD keys are not working. All right. Now let's tell that as well. The key. So this is how we debug and try to fix the issue that we have in our application. So you might have to iterate a lot in order to achieve this, but that's how you do it. All right, it seems like it fits the issue. Let's try again. I'll reload. Okay, start game. No, they're not working. All right. So that's how you debug issues, but this one is not working. So it also depends upon what model that you use. So for the quality of your code and your application depends upon what model you are using as well. So this is a free model that's called some Nova. Yeah, code Supernova 1 million. I don't know how good this model is. I was just using this because it is a free model and it supports about 1 million tokens for free. So that's the reason why I went with this model, and we were having some issues with the game and we tried to resolve that by giving the prompt, but it didn't. So that's how you use kilo code and you create your apps using vibe coding. And in kilo code you have, you can choose your models that you want. You have Anthropic and you have cloud code, and pretty much all other popular models are right here, and all you have to do is use your API keys right here. All right. Now we have done few simple vibe coding and we have created few apps. Now let's try some of the so-called god level tools that are being used in vibe coding. So one such tool is called Cursor, and it is the most popular AI coding IDE that we have. So I'll open Cursor. So this is Cursor, and it looks a lot familiar to the Visual Studio Code that we have. And in this, when people are serious about coding and creating applications, they use tools like this, and they're pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just give your context or prompt right here and start building. All right. Now, talking about vibe coding, there is something that we have to make it very clear when we give a prompt. That's the context. So the application doesn't know anything about the application that we wanted to create other than what we give the details in the prompt. So when we are trying to vibe code, the wants that we want and the features and all those things has to be very detailed. It has to be given in very detail. Fill as much as details that you can give. For example, like the features that you want, maybe the color palettes, or if you can give references. And also you have the option to add images for UI and all these things. So the only thing that we have to very fine tune is the way we prompt, or the way we write our prompt. So always remember that the only communication between human us and the computer for vibe coding is the details that you pass as prompt. So try to fill as much as details possible and make sure you have every context inside your prompt. So if you're trying to create an application like Google Drive, so you need to say that it's kind of a Google Drive and it needs to store data. What is the UI that you want and how it should look, and what are the features that you want? Would you like to share the files through a link, or through mail? If you want a feature that you share, and you can share them through your link or your social handles. So you have to be very specific about all these things in your prompt. Now this is Cursor, and we have Claude 4.5 Sonnet right here, and we have pretty much all other models like Gemini 2.5 Pro, GPT-5, all models. Now let's try to open a folder, new window, and let's try to create some applications. All right. So in Cursor, I'm trying to create an application where you can convert an image. You might have already used this. Suppose if there is a website that only supports PNG or JPEG, what do? You just search on Google like convert PNG, JPG to PNG, or WebP to PNG, or SVG to PNG. So something similar to that we are trying to create here. So I'll show you something like, so you can see our website here, PNG to JPEG. So what it does is it just converts the uploaded image to a different format. So if you choose JPG to PNG, it will convert it to PNG. Then if you want PNG to JPG, it will convert the same. So we are trying to create something similar to that. So I'll use Cursor, and let's give the prompt. Create a image. All right. For now, let's create an image converter where it can convert JPG to PNG and PNG to JPG. So that's the main feature. Now let's talk about the UI. So it has, the UI has to be simple. All right. So here is the prompt. Create a image converting web app using Vite React. So people who don't know what Vite React is, so React is a framework or a library from JavaScript which we use to create front end. And Vite is a way that you can create set up this React code base. So it is something similar to that we have already saw HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it is a little more advanced way of creating front end, the UI. So that's a framework, and it is called React. And it should have the option to convert, and the other prompt is it should have the option to convert JPEG to PNG, PNG to JPEG, and the UI has to be simple but modern and minimalistic. Use material design, add animation after successful conversion of the image, and option to choose multiple files to convert and download them in a zip. So this is the prompt. Now we are using Claude 4.5 Sonnet, and it is on agent mode. So in Sonnet, I mean, in Cursor, you have an option. First, you can chat with them and create your contacts, right? Then you can directly move to agent mode, where it will go ahead and create the app. So when you create and you have some errors or doubts, so you have to interact with them. In that case, you can use this ask mode to chat with Cursor about your code base and certain things that you wanted to know about your code base or something similar to that. Now here I'm just directly moving to agent and I'm just trying to create it. Now let's click on send. So what you see right here is the command that is used to write in your terminal to create the Wheat project. So that was npm create Wheat at the latest and the template React. I'll give run. So while using npm install, it will install all the dependencies. So there are some dependencies when you wanted to create an app. So all those dependencies will be installed when you use this command npm install. So it is better to understand about certain concepts about coding when you wipe code. It is not necessary that you should know about all these things, but it would be great if you know what's happening and what are the terms that are being used, which will be helpful in your wipe coding journey. So it is better to understand about what React is, what certain programming languages are in a high level, so that you can just go through your project, and if there is any issues, you can right away understand what's the issue and you can just tell your AI agent to solve the error, and it would be easy for you to just set up things up. So make sure that you learn what these things are. For as far as React is concerned, there is certain things like components, then hooks, a lot of different things. All right, so it seems like the development is done, so let's see if it is working. So this is the port. All right, so this is the image converter that we just created, and currently it can only convert JPEG to PNG and PNG to JPEG. So I'll select image. So I have a JPEG image. Open that. It will convert to PNG. So convert all. Download. Yes, you have the PNG right here. Yes. So we have successfully created an image converter app with a few prompt and just like few minutes. So that's great. Now let's see if we can select multiple images and download them as a zip. All right, now we have multiple images. Now we can download them as a zip file. We have the converted images and we have all the images right here. Cool. So it just hardly took few minutes and we created the whole app and we have all the files right here. Now let me introduce you to one more application that is called Warp. That's a terminal based AI development tool. So suppose if you have a code base and you have no idea about what that is all about, what this code base is all about, and what is this site doing. So in that case, you really wanted to understand what this code base is. In that case, you can also ask your AI or your AID or your wipe coding tool to and tell you about what this code base is and give you exactly the details that you want, like what are the features, what is this code base doing, and everything. You can also do that. You can use that in pretty much any of the IDs that you have, AIDs. But for now, I'll be using. Wait. All right. So this is a AI based terminal and it is also used to create apps using AI. You can wipe code and you can use to create apps. Now, in this case, all right, we are in that folder. All right, so I have moved to the current image converter folder, and here is my prompt. Tell me the details about this code base in the current directory, and what is this app, what are the features it has, and are there any errors in the code base. We'll also ask what. So here is my prompt. Tell me the details about this code base in the current directory. What are the technologies used in this project? What is this app? What are the features it has, and are there any errors in the code base? All right. Now let me enter. Okay. All right. Now, all right. Now we have the complete analysis of the code base. So we have the complete information about what we have asked. So it is an image converter web app, and this is so here is the question, what is this app? This is a modern client side image conversion web application that allows users to convert images between JPEG PNG formats directly in their browser. It is built with a focus on simplicity, modern UI, smooth user experience. And we have the key features right here: dual format conversion, JPEG and PNG; multiple file processing, select and convert multiple images simultaneously; real time preview, yes, we have real time preview; then batch download, download individual files are or converted images as zip archive; then client side processing, all images process happening in the browser; no server uploads; smooth animations, drag and drop; material design. So this is all that it just gave us is true. So those informations are true. Now let's see what are the technologies that is being used. It used React 19, then Wheat for the development server, and it uses JavaScript. Then for UI and design, we use Material UI, then Frame of Motion, Emotion, then functionalities we use JS zip for the zip. So development tools ESLint, then TypeScript, and for styling we have Google Fonts. So all those details are right here, and we have the project structure right here. And what else we have? Key functionalities: image processing pipeline, use HTML5 Canvas API for image manipulation. Okay, so supports PNG to JPEG conversion with 95% quality. All right. So we also asked that if there is any error in the code base, and it found some issues. ESLint error, that's a minor one. Motion import is unused. So this particular motion, this import is not being used in the app. So that is the error that it is showing. So build performance warning, some chunks are larger than 500 KB after minification. Okay, about the bundle. We have complete details about the code base that we have. So think of this in a complex project where you are assigned to do something, and you really wanted to know about what this code base is. So now things have become very easy. You just have to ask your LLM to describe about what this or what is the code base that you're working on. It can give you about 90% of the informations, which will be really helpful. So that's how vibe coding works in a very basic way. You just give your prompt, and the tool is going to take care of it. All you have to do is accept the change or ask the model to retry or make it again. Well, that's it for wipe coding. And in a single sentence, if you ask me what wipe coding is, wipe coding is a way that you create or generate code using LLMs or with coding agents using your natural language. You just talk to them and they generate code for you. So I hope you enjoy this video. Bye.